Kathy here with Kathy's Cute Creations. Today we're going to make a block. It makes me think of paper piece, but it's called Magic Block. All the pieces to the block are either rectangles or squares, and then from there you cut out the shape of what it is. This square is two colors. It's going to have green and white. White is going to be the background. I'm going to try to make a project. I've marked a lot of these different kind of blocks that are in the book. If it works out today and it's not hard and it's pretty simple, then I'll make a couple more blocks and then I will decide whether I want to let you know what the project is or not. And then if you want to follow along and make yourself one, that'd be fine. Otherwise I'll just stop at this block and put it into something. Okay? Alright, let's get started. So here's the white fabric I'm using. It's a white on white. Here's the green that I was talking about. I'm going to insert a picture for you. And you just use your rotary cutter and your regular cutting tools. I'm going to go ahead and use these letters. Hopefully the glare off that light won't be blinding us. Alright. So the A, B, C, D, F are all white. The G, H, I, J is the green. So I wrote the dimensions down. If you want to write them down so that you can make this jug, by all means you can. Out of A, we're going to be cutting 2.5 by 10.5. So what I've done to figure out my fabric, because I really don't know how much fabric to use, the book does not give directions on how to make the block. It doesn't give directions on how much fabric to use or anything like that. So all I did was guessed at it. So I had this fabric, I liked it, this green here, I liked it. It looks like it's big enough to make for the sizes that I've got here. This white, I just took my largest size, the 10.5 inch, and I went with the length of my fabric. So I think this fabric was 36. I'm not sure because it really, they cut it out kind of wonky, so I wasn't quite sure. But that's how I figured out this. So I went, I believe 11. I went ahead and gave it a 1/2 inch, and then went the length of my fabric for the white. If it doesn't work, I've got more white I've got set aside because I'm going to be doing the background of all these blocks in this if the project works. So I will start with the first one, and like I said, we're going to cut out 2 10.5 by 2.5 inch, and these are rectangles. So let me get that started first. Thinking about it, I don't think you need to watch me cut these out. I think you know how to cut them out. What I'll do is I will show you based on the picture how to cut from the rectangle or from the square. And I do apologize, I have my air conditioner on because it is very hot and muggy. I'm up in my sewing room. This is the only room that has the air conditioning in it. All the rest are super duper hot downstairs. So if it had stayed cool downstairs, I would have went ahead and shown you my sewing machine that I have downstairs and used it. I'll show you that another day. It's an older sewing machine that I got off of eBay. So let me go ahead and cut these fabrics out, this first set, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll tell you what the second and so on is. Alright, I have them all cut out. You know what A dimensions are. B is a 2 1/4 by 2 5/8 inch, and it's a rectangle. C is 1 1/8 inch square. D is 1 5/8 by 2 5/8. E is 2 5/8 inch square. F is a 2 by 2 5/8 inch. And that's the whites. And now for the green, this is going to be the biggest piece, which is G. Back up a little bit here. That is 6.5 by 8 3/4. H is a 2 1/4 inch square. I is a 7 7/8 inch square. and J, you cut 2 of them out, and it's a 1 1/8 by 2 5/8 rectangle. So everything except A and J you cut 1 of. For A you cut 2, and for J you cut 2. I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and I'm going to put it together for you. So the very first thing that you put together is F, and you put I in the corner, and I've already put a little diagonal mark across it. So it ends up looking like this. It goes up and down, and then you sew in the corner on the diagonal. Let's see if I can get that done. It's in the corner and you're not going to be able to pin it. So if you're unsure of yourself, what you could do is put a little dab of glue on it, the 2 pieces together. And I put it in, stuck it in there first so that it doesn't go down inside my sewing machine. My dog has managed to kick my pedal down here. Okay, and then they just go down the line, break it off, just like that. So it's going to end up going like this. So you're going to cut this little corner off here. I don't think we're doing anything new that we have not done already. There we go. And then that needs to be ironed open. Remember, you still want to set your seam, even though it's teeny weeny, and you might think, still set it, no matter how little it is. Now the picture shows that I'm supposed to join this to J. And you know that J is also part of the jug, so it's green. Now I can decide whether to put the design up or down, and it's going down here. It's all right. Now this is big enough that you could pin it if you wanted to. I don't feel like I need to, but I will pin right in the seam, just because I'm not sure that seam wants to stay down or not. Otherwise, go ahead and we'll sew that. And you're doing a 1/4 inch. Uh-oh, I just buried it. Alrighty, got to take that out of there. Just a little bitty seam ripper here. I'm not quite sure why it did that. It had been ironed, so what I'm going to do now is I went ahead and I starched it just to let you know. I'm going to go ahead and start up here, closer, away from the edge, probably about an inch away, and go ahead and continue as if I had started at the beginning. And then I'll go back and get that here in a sec. Go ahead and come off of here. And then flip it upside down, and I'm going to go from this end. You don't need to lock it because you're just going to put your needle down in the thread that's already started, and you're just going to the other ends, all you're doing. And I'm using the same color on the top as I am using at the bottom, so it's not different thread. It's all white thread. And then all you have to do is snip it. That's all. It's just extra thread. Then I'm going to set that seam and open that up. And there you go. Hold it up here for you to see. Now that's 3 pieces put together right there. J-I-F. The next thing that it calls for is the letter D. And that was this long one here. And it is to be connected with J, which now has I on it. I mean C on it. Well, I don't know my alphabets here. So we're going to do the same thing with these two pieces. We're going to put it in the corner, so we have to turn it upside down. Make sure and get your friction pen or your pencil. I wouldn't use ink, but you could use chalk if you wanted to. Nothing says you can't use that. It's up to you. I hope you can see this. And then if you think it's too small, you can do the same thing as you did the last time. You know, you can put a little bit of glue to hold it down. Alright, let's hope this one doesn't stick. Jeez. Let's see here. I'll find out here in a minute. There we go. Put my finger in the way to hold that thing. I'm trying to see, did I get it in the corner? Yes, I did. Okay, then you trim that off with the scissors. Go ahead and set the seam and open that up. We connect D and J together like this. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in right where that seam is at, just to hold it here. And then sew down there. And to avoid what happened the last time, I'm just going to come up a little bit and start it. I'm not even going to bother worrying about it going down inside there and jamming. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Turn it around here. Put the needle down in there, already on the seam now. And then just continue on sewing it. Now you take this one here that we did, which is the J, the F, and the I, and we're going to turn it sideways because the H and the B start down here. Do it there. And then we'll take the next one and we'll put it on here. I'm going to go ahead and start it down here a bit. Seams and open it up. Get that there. Now you're going to take your body of the jug, the one I kept getting confused with. It's going in the left hand corner, and this is going, oh, I'm sorry, this is, what was this? E. So that one's going to go on the right hand side. So you put it right sides together, and again you're going to mark it diagonally. And also, at the very beginning of my video, I called this the magic block, and it's actually, from a book called Block Magic. I got book number 1 and then Block Magic 2. They got a lot of really nice squares. And in this book here, which is the second book, this block here, you can make it a 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, or 12-inch. I wanted to make it a 10-inch because I wanted this jug to be taller based on the project that I'm trying to make. So far it's pretty easy. Just go ahead and mark it, which you already know how to do. Let me mark this so I know where to come with it. Okay. I'll get myself all confused with that too. Alright. Now this one I will pin over here. Oops, I'll wipe my stuff off of here. The other one. Be sure that when you go to sew it, that you're sewing it correctly, so that your mark is not up in the corner on your fabric, but just think of inside to outside. Okay, on the top to the side. All right, here we go. Which is similar to the snowball corners, but it looks like I should have stitched off of the line on there. So I need to take that one out, because too much is being taken off. So let's just repeat that on the right hand side of scant. Let's do that. I will show you before I take it out. When I lift it up, you can see that it didn't cover the corner. So all I did was went over a little bit, and I'm going to take out the first line of stitches. Sometimes I like these little bitty seam rippers. Let's see if I can pull that out. No. There we go. Now let's take a look at it. There we go, that's a lot better. Okay, let's check this one out. And that one looked fine. Alright, so let me go over there and add the top of the jug, which is this here, to the next. Let's see. Let's try this. Here we go. Do that in. Let's take. Now what we need to do is put the two last strips on, which is A. Put it onto the sides. I think I'll pin a couple spots. One on each end, I guess. Let's do that here. Pretty good. Up the other side. Alrighty then. That's it. I'll get it ironed and show it to you guys. It's all finished. It's the jug, and I really like the way that coloring is in the middle of that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make, like I said, I'll make a couple more. If you guys are interested in them, let me know. Right off the top of my head, I can't even remember what I picked out. I think I picked out a teacup, something else. I don't know. Anyway, I'll show it to you next time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click on that little bell so that you know when my videos are coming, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.